Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new edition of Message of Hope. And today I have the pleasure to be with Lindsey Reed, who is really a global traveler and a transformation coach. Welcome, Lindsay.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me, Martine. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, and thank you for agreeing to be here with us today. So I'm going to ask you the famous question, and the question is, how does having this understanding, this three principle understanding, how does that help you either with lockdown that you're living through at the moment, or COVID, or whatever situation in your life?
A wonderful question. And since understanding the three principles, um, my life has transformed like kind of amazingly. Beforehand, in a way, kind of unbeknown to me because I was so used to it, it was as if I had a black cloud going above me, that a kind of a feeling of insecurity was always there. And I remember reading, I think it was Dickin Bettinger's book, Coming Home, and something just hit me that my insecure feelings was coming from my insecure thinking. And it was like, wham, bam, that's it. It just went. I could see the illusion. And that was a few years ago now. And since then, life is just so much simpler. So COVID really hasn't affected me, my life at all. We were very lucky that we were travelling when the UK was in lockdown the first time, and we're now in lockdown now, but that's absolutely fine. So
But you traveled a lot, so probably fun things or shitty things that happened. I don't know. Uh, Train missed. I don't know, things like that. Um, how did it help you in those funny things
um,
times?
well, it's funny because at the beginning, I mean, so many things went wrong. On our very first day of travelling, we got on a train going the wrong way. And of course, everybody at home was laughing, saying, "Oh, you'll be back in the UK." We were in Portugal at the time. And it's just funny. It's just an adventure. It really doesn't affect me as a person. Um, so I would write quite often, and sometimes Tim, my husband, and I were together 24/7. And I'll tell you, if somebody said that to me 5 years ago, I don't think we'd last. But it was just great because even when there were moments of tension, um, we knew that it wouldn't last. And we really didn't need to do anything about it. So I remember 6 months into our travels, my mother passed away, and we flew home for the funeral and then flew to Japan. And the week after, I felt very angry, but I was okay with that. Um, I knew eventually it would pass. I knew it wasn't personal. It might have seemed personal, but it didn't feel personal. It was in a way kind of a process that I was going through, and that was fine, absolutely fine. And I think kind of I would have suffered a lot longer beforehand if I hadn't had this innate understanding of the principles and where my experience was coming from. On a like a different, another thing that springs to mind is on a really kind of positive, happy note. I remember being with a friend in New Zealand, and he took us to this cave underneath a mountain, and they had this river or a big stream that came up to our chest running through. And I don't like water, and I'm not particularly physically adventurous. And when we got there, I just said, there's no way I'm going in that. And anyway, he jumped in and went down into the tunnel, which was like pitch black, and came back. And I said, oh, what's it like? And he said, oh, it's okay. It's not that cold. And I put my hand in the water, and it was like there was no thoughts at all. And I jumped in. And Tim and our friend Robin just looked at one another with open mouth. They couldn't believe it. And it's that kind of, when we don't get caught up in thoughts, it's just amazing what happens. It's just so freeing. And so that's just a real advantage of or an example of what happens when we don't get caught up in our thinking, our personal thinking, in a way. So that was great. It was
Yeah,
really
when we realize,
exciting.
oh, I'm not the person that does this and that does that. And when you realize it's just made up,
Yeah.
it's just made up, and then you're free of, totally free.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. It was just a fantastic experience meeting people, and I think our conversations with people were a lot deeper. Because there isn't this noise of, oh, are they going to like me, and insecurity and anything like that. So it's just really connecting with people at a deep level, which is just beautiful. We met some really special people. Yeah. So yeah, I feel very blessed to come across this understanding. And it's wonderful sharing, pointing that with other people as well, with clients. Yeah.
And you're lucky because Tim also has some understanding of that as well. So it probably helps a lot too, right?
Do you know, it's amazing with Tim is that he knew it before he knew it, if that makes sense. He's just like kind of lived understanding that he's not his thoughts, they're impersonal. And that's why he's so kind of level-headed. We changed our kitchen in the little place in Bristol recently, and I thought it was going to take 4 days, and it took us 4 weeks. And everything was complicated and went wrong. And Tim was amazing because he was so level-headed. He just got on with it. We worked out a solution to the various different problems that came up. And there was like kind of no kind of, oh, this is dreadful. There was like nothing. He just carried on day by day, getting it done. And it was just beautiful to observe and see just how simple life is when we don't get caught up with thinking that our feelings come from something from the outside.
And life doesn't happen to us, but life goes through us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And even now, I can get caught up, and but I kind of settle down much quicker than I would have done years ago. And I'm really seeing at a much deeper level that feelings, all they are a reflection of the principle thought. That's it. That is it. They don't mean anything. It's not from anything outside of me. It's a sensation that comes up based on the power of thought. And yeah, it's I can have nervous thinking, but doesn't matter. I just carry on with my intention of what I want to do. It's not telling me anything.
Okay. Thank you, Lindsey. And if people want to find you, where can they find you?
But I have a website which is www.glows-coaching.co.uk. So that's glows like a light bulb.
I'm going to write
I'm
it
on
down
Facebook.
on
Fantastic.
yeah.
And I'm on Facebook as well, so people are very welcome to connect with me. I love connecting with people from all over the world, and it's so easy these days to have a little chat on FaceTime or Zoom like we are now. So that's
Yeah,
great.
so she's in the UK. I'm in Canada. I mean, our greatest technology, right? So even in Peru,
Absolutely.
just to add, so,
Yeah.
so just to add things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so amazing. I was coaching a client yesterday and he was in Sri Lanka. It's just wonderful. The world is such a smaller place these days, and it's just so wonderful understanding people's culture and kind of really getting to know people from all over the world. I love it.
Well, thank you for your time, Lindsey.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. I know I've been doing a lot of talking, but it's been really a lovely reminder of the difference understanding the three principles have made in my life and other people's. Thank you, Martine.